The kind of journalism I do isn't for the faint-hearted. It's challenging, dangerous, and often emotionally taxing. But it's also deeply rewarding. Welcome to my Journalism Toolkit, and thank you for joining me. I'm Jamal Osman, and in this weekly podcast, I will share insights from my years of experience as a journalist and documentary maker. Together, we'll explore how I approach my work, from developing a simple idea to producing a story and dealing with the aftermath. I'll post a video every Monday, and will invite you to ask questions as we go along. Let me start by telling you a bit about myself, because my background really shapes the work I do today.
She's been here for 5 months. She's going back home tomorrow, but she said she's not gonna accept.
I grew up in Somalia, where life was unimaginably tough. As a child growing up in a poor family, my biggest hope each day was simply to survive. Hunger and violence were constant companions, and that forced me to seek a better life elsewhere. After years of moving from place to place, escaping hunger and violence, and traveling across Africa, I finally arrived in London. London has been my home since 1999. I've made a documentary retracing part of my journey. When I arrived here, I had nothing. Now, I have a job, a family, a new life. But getting here wasn't easy. Like so many others seeking asylum, I arrived with the help of smugglers. For an entire year, I lived with the constant fear of being sent back. Would I be granted refugee status, or would I be forced to return to the life I had worked so hard to leave behind? When I was finally granted indefinite leave to remain, I remember that day very well. I was so happy. I was able to work, study, and get a passport to travel. For the first time, I could start to imagine a future, a good future. So I immediately registered with recruitment agencies, working in warehouses, driving forklifts and vans, just trying to make ends meet and supporting my family back home. But I wanted more. I was determined to achieve something beyond labor work. Around 2003, I started seriously looking into professional jobs and sought career advice. In the summer of 2005, I resigned from my day job as a delivery driver and applied for a media foundation course at South Thames College in London. Initially, I failed the English entrance exam, but I wasn't going to let that stop me. So I explained to the college administrators that English was just a skill, a language I could learn while studying. Thankfully, they took a chance on me. That year at college became the foundation for everything that followed. A year later, I started a journalism course at Kingston University in London. The university made a short video about my time there.
He had a lot to learn, and he had quite a lot to prove both to himself and to the rest of us, but he really knuckled down. I mean, that is the thing about Jamal.
During my studies, I began pitching ideas to the student paper, local media, and even newspapers in Africa. I still remember how happy I was seeing my first byline. My hard work eventually paid off when in 2008, I got a call from a producer at Channel 4 News. I will talk more about that and how I got into the media in the next episode. Straight away, I threw myself into the deep end of journalism. At the time, Somali pirates were just starting to make international headlines, and Al-Shabaab, the Al-Qaeda-linked Islamist group, was gaining traction. That's where my journalism career truly began, and it's been an incredible journey ever since.
For tonight's special report, Somali reporter Jamal Osman has been into the region for an exclusive meeting with the Islamists of Al-Shabaab. Watch.
Over the years, I have had the privilege of working with some of the world's biggest media organizations. Channel 4 News has been my home, and there is no place like home. But I have also produced a series for Netflix, contributed to the BBC. In March 2017, a shocking video, Al Jazeera. Ahmed Dini says goodbye to his family as he leaves for work. The Guardian and others. Since the UN declared a famine in East Africa, my work has taken me across half of Africa, parts of Europe, and to the US. I focus primarily on sub-Saharan Africa, and the kind of journalism I do isn't for the faint-hearted. It's challenging, dangerous, and often emotionally taxing. But it's also deeply rewarding. I have been fortunate enough to win many prestigious journalism awards.
Well, well, well. The winner of, and I hope you are here, Jamal Osman.
The Journalist of the Year is awarded to Jamal Osman.
Jamal Osman was honoured last night by the Royal Television Society for his report on the Somali Olympic team training on the front line of the country's civil war.
But for me, the greatest reward is telling stories that matter, stories that need to be told. So why am I doing this podcast? When I was a student at Kingston University, one of the highlights of my week was the lunchtime lectures. Practicing journalists would come in and share their experiences, the good, the bad, and everything in between. They gave us practical advice you don't learn in a classroom. Those talks were invaluable to me. They helped me understand what journalism is really like. Even today, I listen to other journalists talking about how they go about their work. I'm a big believer in sharing information, learning from each other. Now, I wanted to share my experience with you. In each episode, I'll take you behind the scenes using specific stories I have worked on as case studies, exploring challenges and lessons they taught me. Later that week, I will invite you to ask questions, and if possible, I will invite contributors I interviewed or colleagues who worked with me at the time. Before I wrap up, I wanted to emphasize one thing. Journalism is teamwork. No story I have ever worked on was done alone, from editors to producers, camera operators, picture editors, drivers, sources, and contributors. Every single person plays a vital role. Without them, there is no story. I hope this podcast gives you a clear understanding of what it takes to be a journalist, from finding stories to navigating the challenges of the field. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.